Very big welcome to you, my dear Aries. The sun is now in Libra and giving the light to your full moon. You have a full moon today, and that means we're going this last time to the right. The 4th major arcana and the 11th major arcana. Understand here is a date, the 4th of November or the 11th of March, right? Then Libra, of course, Sun in Libra is bringing you the understanding that now there is a harmony that you want to live, that you want to radiate out, right? Remember, the Sun is the 19th major arcana. And Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the Empress. Venus is beauty, is the love, is the opposite of you, right? The feminine aspect of the Emperor, the Empress that gives birth to the new energies. And so the Sun in Libra giving the light to your full moon, right? The full moon that is here with your feelings, with your subconscious connected. Understand that Libra is wanting to bring an equilibrium in there, is wanting to help you to understand that Libra is your opposite sign. Libra is the aspiration. Libra is what you want to integrate. It's like maybe you are the white, but Libra is the black. So the black and white needs to be connected. And the moon in the tarot is here, the 18th major arcana, the moon, the subconscious, the longing that we looking up here to the sky for inspiration. Now you are ruled by Mars, and Mars is that power. Mars is that force that we need to start a project, and that's why you're the Emperor. That's why you're someone that can actually make things happen, right? And in the tarot, Mars is the Tower, and the Tower sometimes says, well, when we begin something new, something old needs to go. And so we're going to look at that. So we're going to look into the Emperor. We're going to look into the station of the Tower. What is Mars wanting to tell you? Then, of course, we're going to look at the moon, the full moon. What is the full moon wanting to tell you today? And we're going to look at the sun. What is the sun wanting to tell you, right, through Libra? And so the message here will be strong, will be intense, right? Because I picked the cards and it's quite, yeah, it's quite intense. But still, it's like this is a super moon, right? They call this, and you can do it. Now, the yoga position for Libra, here we have Malasana. We're standing here on the balls of our feet to come into the equilibrium, the Namaste. In front of the heart, and the sword pointing at the third eye. You, on the other hand, find in the meditation, through your brain, right, the understanding that when you look deep within, that's where you have access to the next evolutionary step, and that's when we manifest. The Libra in your deck looks like this, right? So it's just that you see she also is holding here the scale and is trying to actually bring it into absolute balance, not into absolute stillness, because that's death. We want balance, right? We want an equilibrium. And so here, this is talking today, right? Right now, it's 99.9% full at the day where the full moon is happening. Now, you are the Queen of Wands, right? Is your birthday between March 12th and April 9th? Then is she your court card? Is your birthday before? Then you maybe want to look into the court card of the reading previously, or if your birthday is after, you want to look into the court card after. That comes after this reading, right? Because then you just have a different court card, but you still are here Aries, right? Because the zodiac sign and the court cards are different dates. You are Aries, the fighter, right? Remember, you love to fight, you love to stand up for things that are really important to you, and you're the first zodiac sign, and as such also connected to the first house of self and of course of identity. So this right now, right, to you one more time, if you are pure Aries, we have here the soul aspect, right, and here the court card, but then there could be an overlapping and there could be a mix as well, but you find that down in the description below. Back to the last reading where we had Virgo Sun giving Aries Moon a second time the light. 3 times the Nine of Cups is bringing you luck and enjoyment to the brim. So I'm gonna look if there is a reoccurring card, and I see already one. Right, it's very interesting. We see that right away, and then there is, yep, two reoccurring cards. Interesting. And I think that's it. Yeah, 2 cards that come back and wanting to tell you again something. So we're gonna look at that. Good. So we begin the reading. We begin always with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is, of course, this physical form that we take on, and the 10 of Wands is coming, which is Saturn in Sagittarius. Are you oppressed? Are you suppressed? Are you, what is going on? Are you caring too much? Are you doing too much, right? So the 10 and the 1 is an 11. Be the teacher that knows when to stop. Take care of yourself, right? It's almost like I want to say, take this down and just take a moment. What is coming here from the Mother Peace Tarot? The 7 of Swords, which is Moon in Aquarius to the left. And to the left, it's saying, well, here comes the fox that wants to get here and steal the chickens. And he's hungry. So sometimes we do things because we're hungry. So the 10 and the 7 is the 17. That's Aquarius. And so here we have Moon in Aquarius, but the Moon is in your sign. And you see that this is a sneaky way of taking something that doesn't belong to you. But does it really not belong to you, this poor animal? He would in nature not need to go over a fence. He would just chase the chickens and would eat them, right? So there is a double standard inside of this card, right? So what have you done, right? What are you doing that is actually creating now here this intense moment, right? Because this is a little oppression going on here, but you with the 1, you have the 11, right? So the 11-7 and the 7-11. See which date is working for you. And if I take you away, right, then we have the 10 and the 7, the 17. So the 17 is Aquarius. 17 is the star, and Pluto is going to go into Aquarius. And we all gonna feel that. We all gonna notice when that shift is happening on the 17th of November. Good, now we look into the Emperor. The Emperor is saying that you need strength to overcome certain energies, right? So this is Leo, the number 8. And the 8 and the 4 is the 12. That's the Hanged Man. So let go of thinking that you always know everything. Let go of thinking that you maybe think you are strong enough. You are the Emperor, right? But become more wise. Become more someone that understands that sometimes we need to let go of things. And then the Empress is coming. And the Empress is Venus. Right? The Empress is then love and beauty, what actually Libra is bringing to you. Libra is the one that's saying, hey, I'm going to bring you that equilibrium. I'm going to bring you that strength. So what is Leo wanting to tell you, Leo is bringing you the 3 of air. And that's Saturn in Libra. And Saturn is the world. Libra is right now, the sun in Libra, right, is now important to you. Because Libra is the opposite sign of you. And that's where you shining in the full moon, right? And so there is a story, a painful story, that you need to be strong. And the 8 and the 3 is the 11. So you have again an 11 the same way you had an 11 here. So you have an 11-11 portal, right? That can be the 11th of November. Understand. Just observe, understand the signs, the messages, the numbers that I'm working with. The 11 is important. And then we get here the 4th of November or the 11th of April as a date. So then I want to see what is, of course, Libra telling you, and the star is coming. Aquarius is coming. And the funny thing here is they're opposite of each other. They also give each other the light to the full moon. Leo needs Aquarius and Aquarius needs Leo. So you need Libra. Libra is your opposite sign, is going to give you the light for the full moon. And so the 17 is an 8. Then we have an 8-8 portal, and I leave the 4 here. What is Aquarius wanting to tell you? He brings the 5 of Pentacles. And that's Mercury in Taurus. And Mercury in Taurus is kind of the messenger that says, well, don't feel poor, right? So the 17 and the 5 is the 22. Begin new, because here Uranus is ruling Aquarius. And you don't have to be this personality that thinks it's poor and it's trapped, right, in this cage. The 22, free yourself, get out of it, free yourself and let go. Because here we had the 11 and here you have the 22. The 11 and then the following, the 22, is the sign that you are growing up, right? In the secret brotherhood, that was the signs that they gave each other. Oh, you are the 11, you are the 22, and the 33 is the end. That's when you're a master. So you have 11 and 22. I mean, look at that, right? I mean, this is very powerful, very strong message that you are getting. Now, what is coming from the Mother Peace Tarot? The 10 of Wands. To the right, down. And the 10 of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius. And it's saying, well, if you go out, right, you already had the 10 of Wands. So now you have another 10 of Wands, but now they're facing down. And it's saying, well, I think you realized something. You let go of this. And it's good. You let go of it. Because maybe you realized that this isn't so bad, right? That moon in Aquarius, as they sometimes say, is that moment where you feel like you're the victim. But you're not a victim, right? Of course, if the fox is getting the chicken and you are the chicken, then you're the victim. If you're the fox, right, then you're trying to survive. You're trying to eat something. And so you have 20 wands. And 20 wands is that moment where you recognize maybe, okay, the 20 is the last judgment, and that's Pluto. Pluto is going to go into Aquarius, and Aquarius is here. And these opposite signs are talking to each other. And it's so fascinating, right, this whole reading. It's like here, the 3 of Swords, Saturn in Libra. Saturn, the world is going through a difficult time. But you need to understand that we go through difficult times so that we can get out of it, so that we can grow. And you are letting go. You are really realizing something, right? And so we have the 11 here and the 22 here. Then we have the 4 and the 10, the 14. That's Sagittarius, right? You go out there and you let go of these 10 wands that you already had at the Queen of Wands. let go of this, right? And so the 5 is left here. And then, of course, we had the 5 here, right? So you have a 5-5 portal as well. And of course, you have the 3 here. So understand, right, that these numbers are very precise, are clearly letting you know how you need to work with the numbers, how you need to work with these energies. Now we're going to look into the Tower, and the Tower is bringing you here the octopus. And the Tower is the 16 is Mars. Mars is saying, so what are you going to do with your 8 arms, right? And you had the 8, the strength, and you had the 17th that became also the 8. So now you have an 8-8-8 portal, right? And you understand clearly that the 8-8 can then also exist here with the 3 of air and the 5 of Pentacles. These difficult times create strength in you. You can overcome this, and you can also overcome this, right? And so learn your lessons. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 8, and 4 times the 8 is letting you know, yeah, you can do it. You can let go, right? Because the 16 turns into the 7, and the 7 is the emotional intelligence that brings you an understanding that you are now needing to let go, that you need to go deeper into how you feel. And the octopus is bringing you the message of reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and directions, right? So he signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with a lack of healthy boundaries. So he entwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint, right? Begin to establish healthy boundaries, be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. So just understand that, right? And learn that that's what is coming. The emotional intelligence is telling you, understand that that needs to go. You cannot put yourself into the business of other people. Now this is the 5th animal. The 7 and the 5 is the 12, and that's the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is saying you gotta let go of this, right? But still be emotionally available. Then I want to see what is Libra saying, and the Queen of Swords is coming. And Libra is the Queen of Swords, is the 7, right? Zodiac sign, and so there's a 7-7 portal, and the 5 is here. But remember, we also had this 5, right? And so there's a 5-5 portal. And learn to understand what's coming. And you had the 7. So here, the 7-7, right, is bringing you an understanding, you learning in the 3 times 7 that you are empowering yourself with emotional intelligence to do the things the right way, the good way, right? That you're not meddling within other people's business. What is Libra wanting to tell you? And now this was interesting. Here I got like a whole line up, because I always look when there is a court card or a soul energy coming, what that's saying. And so first came Scorpio. The next month, Sun is in Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is going in November 19th into Aquarius. Aquarius came up. So you're going to feel that. You're going to understand that things are changing, right? So Scorpio's here, a transformation is coming, and you got to learn that. Now, then, just going to put the octopus down. Then I wanted to see what is Scorpio saying, and Scorpio brought you the Hermit, and that's Virgo, right? So again, this is a soul, and this is a soul aspect. So it's almost like Libra, your opposite sign, is bringing you today transformation, and in the transformation, then the 9, the completion, the liberation, the I am excited. Now the 13 is a 4, right? The 4 is speaking to you as a 4-4 portal, and here the 9. Then what is Virgo, saying Virgo brought you the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is literally saying, well, then you're gonna understand deep within that you have the power to understand how all of this is functioning. She is the master of duality. She understands everything is dual. There's always two things, and out of two, the third comes, the one comes, right? And so the 4, the 9 is the 13, right? And then the 13 again is the transformation. The 4 and the 2 is the 6. Then self-love is coming. A real self-love that you have worked on, right? And of course, now I want to know what is the Empress telling you, and the Empress is bringing you the 3 of Wands. And so it ends, right? And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have here a whole roll of cards, but it's good. It's kind of like saying, well, transformation is imminent in the next month. Then you find your inner knowing. In that inner knowing, you also find your intuition, and in that intuition, you know that the 3 of Wands is the constellation Sun in Aries. That's when you have your new moon, so you know it's going back to you, it's going back within. After this reading, we're going back to the new moon, we're going back to ourselves, and this is the path, right? So we have a 4 and a 9, that's the 13, the 4. The 4 and the 2 is the 6. The 6 and the 3 is the 9. You are gonna find a deep liberation deep within you, and the beautiful Libra is telling you this whole story. Yeah, so just understand how this works. Okay, so we're coming back here to the octopus and to Libra, and of course the Tower. So we have the 7 and we have the 5, that's the 12. The 12 is the 3 and 7 is the 10. A new cycle after this will begin. What's coming from the Mother Peace Tarot? The 3 of Cups, which is Mercury in Cancer, reverse. And so I will put these together, the 5 and the 3 is the 8, right? Remember, you had the 8 here with Leo, the Strength card, but you also had the 8 with the Star, right? And you had the 8 with the 5 of Pentacles, and here the 3 of Swords, right? So you know, right, there's 3 times the 8, and then here this 8, right? And here the 7. So you have a 7-7 portal, and here the 8. We now can calculate, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 8, right? And we understand that the message is coming to a point where you need to really understand that when this is reversed, the 3 of Cups, because here they have a good time, they're enjoying themselves, right? Mercury in Cancer. It's kind of like saying something is really needs to go, right? You really need to let go and start fresh, and Libra is helping you with that, because Libra is your opposite sign, and as such you understand clearly the 7-7 portal and here the 8, right? And we're leaving that. Good. Now the full moon. The full moon, or the moon in general, is bringing you the further gate, the bold step forward, the 55. So here you have a portal, right? And you had here the 5. So you have 3 times the 5. So you're not that poor. It's just something in your head that's saying, I'm not worth it, right? Self-worth needs to be learned, right? And sometimes we don't get it from our parents. So you need to open the door. You need to open that further gate. So the moon is the 18, that's turning into a 9. And we have here the 55, right? And so we leave it there. Then I want to see what is bringing your deck, and it's the 6 of Pentacles. And 6 Pentacles and 5 Pentacles are 11 Pentacles. And 11 again is the 11, right? The inner teacher, the inner knowing, the knowing that you can find your self-worth by giving what you have. Give as much as you can give. The 9 and the 6 is the 15. Don't hold on, right? That's the devil, that's Capricorn. Capricorn likes to maybe hold on to things, but you need to give, because when we give, it's like the exhale. When we exhale really long and we give everything, then I can inhale really deep, not the other way around. If I only exhale a little bit, I can only inhale a little bit. And so the message is clear. Understand that you give, because the 9 and the 6 is the 6. The 6 is left, right? The 6 and the 55. What is coming through the Mother Peace Tarot? The Strength card again, and that's Leo. Remember, Leo came already here, right? The 8, but now in this deck is the 11th Major Arcana. Here it's the 8th Major Arcana. So there are two schools. One said Leo is the 8, and the other one said Leo is the 11. And the 11 is Libra, right? And so I accept both schools, and I don't make a problem out of it, right? Because I include all these cards where I can see, now comes strength. Find strength in Libra. Find strength in this opposite sign, because strength is coming up. The 11. What is strength saying? The 4 of Wands is coming, and that's Venus in Aries. The 4 of Wands and the 3 of Wands are 7 Wands. And you understand, the emotional intelligence is talking. You are learning to realize your self-worth lies deep within you, and you need to respect that, and you need to understand that, and you need to live that. Otherwise, it just takes over, right? And the 7, like we said, you do not need to be a victim. You do not need to have doubt, right? Because that 7 of the 7 of Swords with the moon in Aquarius is something that you can overcome and learn that, right? And that's where the Tower comes in. The 16, it becomes the 7, the emotional intelligence that you are realizing now, right? And so the 11 is here, the 55 is here, and the 6 is here, right? But we can also now calculate the 6 and the 4. When you give, then you can celebrate, then you can be you, then you can be Venus in Aries, right? And that's the 10. And the 10 creates another 1. So you have 3 times the 1, the 5, 5, and here the 9, right? Just see how all of this is really talking beautifully to you. And that's what the full moon is saying. You can be really the inner teacher. You can give, right? You can give because you getting here 11 pentacles. When you give, you can celebrate. You can be in the 4 because that's you, Venus in Aries, right? And so that's what the full moon, the completion, is saying to you. And the sun, now the last station, is saying, of course, well, see that you then become the 19, the sun. Then you can shine, then you can radiate this beautiful light out there, and in your brain you will be like, okay, I get it. It's like in the meditation, right? You see all of a sudden all these possibilities. So the 10 and the 10 here is a 10-10 portal, right? And in a way that's an 11 as well. So then I want to see what is bringing you Libra, and it brings you the Ace of Pentacles. Remember, you had 11 pentacles, now you have another pentacle, and that's 12 pentacles. That's the Hanged Man. That's letting go of success. When you give and when you learn to see that sometimes certain energies are not right within you, your self-worth, you find your self-worth by understanding that here the 10 and the 1 also creates then again, of course, an 11. But the 19 and the 1 is the 20, and that's Pluto. Pluto is going into Aquarius. Aquarius has come and told you, observe and watch, right? And you're learning that Now 12 coins are then calculated together 3, and 3 coins is Venus, the Empress, is the one that creates, is the one that knows that we are here to create. And in that creation you have the 10 and the 10 and the 1, 3 times the 1, right? What is coming here through the Mother Piece Tarot? The 6 of Swords to the right. And so now you had here 7 swords, and then 3 swords, that's 10 swords, another one, and then 6 swords, 16 swords. That's here Mars telling you, let go of this, right? Let go of this, turn it around, make this happen, make this celebration happen, right? Because now you have 16 swords, and that's then calculated together the 7, the emotional intelligence that you need to understand that when you come together, when you learn in that 6, when you give, when you learn to give, when you learn to study, then you understand more and more how all of this is functioning, right? And so the 6 of Swords is pointing to the Ace of Pentacles, and it's almost saying, learn everything about money. Learn about money that is now functioning in the air, because Pluto in Aquarius is gonna bring us new types of money, and this is the constellation Mercury in Aquarius, right? That we're learning through the 6 of Swords. It's a beautiful sword card, right? The other sword cards are always a little bit intense. Here it's like not so good. Here you are the victim, right? You are like, okay, the chicken. Are you the chicken, or are you the fox? The fox, if he steals the chicken, he's getting killed from the farmer, right? The 3 of Swords, which is Saturn in Libra, is also a little bit intense, right? It's kind of like this painful situation in the world is happening. And remember, we had 20 wands, and we had 4 wands. That's 24. 24 and 3 is 27 wands. That's a 9. And so the 9 is coming here again in a way that it's letting you know you need to understand, you need to learn that everything has its momentum, and then the momentum is really finished, right? It's almost like this is saying, yeah, this moment, accept this moment. It's almost like the moon is coming through, right? And is now in the light, and the sun in Libra is giving you that opportunity to see deep, deep, deep into your subconscious, deep down, and learning what you need to learn. And so here we have the 6 and the 1, the 7, the emotional intelligence. The 10 and the 7 is the 17. That's again Aquarius, right? The 1717 portal. And here the sun, learning to understand how important it is that we really take care of what is important to us. And so Libra is saying, see the 10, it's the 20, and the 7 is the 27. The 9 comes out of that, and that's actually Virgo, right? That is the last reading that you are seeing, that you got second time the sun from Virgo, and there you were lucky and enjoying it to the brim. The 3 times the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups is the luck card. And so here the sun is saying, remember that you are lucky when you learn and when you enlighten yourself, and then the money will come through that. Wow, what a reading. I mean, sometimes it's just like so intense. I can go in so many directions, right? But I need to stop myself, because it's like, okay. So I wish you a beautiful ceremony today on this amazing day, right? This full moon of yours. And of course, I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the sun in Scorpio. Scorpio is, of course, transformation, is really letting go. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.